Martin Zubimendi coming in as well at Arsenal is a really, really good number 6. I know Arsenal fans have waited week after week for that announcement, but it is on its way. But Nordgaard is an interesting one. Now, look, at £50 million to anyone is a lot of money, but in Premier League terms, 10 million rising to 15 for a captain, an experienced Premier League midfielder. I think that's pretty decent business. They've looks like be bringing in another defender as well, Christian Mosquera from Valencia. He's someone they've been tracking for a couple of years, only 20 years of age. And, of course, Kepa. £5 million. That doesn't sound a lot of money for a very, very experienced goalkeeper. This is someone who cost Chelsea quite a lot of money a few years ago. And again, if this goes through, it's another Chelsea-Arsenal transfer. You've got Giroud, you've got David Luiz, Kai Havertz, Jorginho, Ashley Cole, William Gallas, Petr Cech, Yusuf Benayoun, Willian, and I'm probably missing out on one or two there as well, but unbelievable. But look, it gives Mikel Arteta experience on that bench. He needs to turn around next season in Champions League and Premier League games and look at that bench and say, do you know what? I've got experience. And Kepa does bring that as well. And of course, Champions League, this new format, so many extra games. So that would be a big signing for Arsenal as well. But of course, you're absolutely right. They do need to bring that striker in, but I'm sure Mikel Arteta knows that.
I think you see the Jorginho signing as probably something similar, where he joined at the same age, 31 years old, and played a decent role in midfield for Arsenal. Didn't play loads of games, but was competent and helped when needed. So for that reason, I think it's a fine signing. It's not one that's gonna have fans kind of screaming with joy, but I think if and when injuries kick in, you'd rather have that player there than not have.
We have many Arsenal fans here in the chat, but also asking us many questions. There is a new name for Arsenal, possible deal for these days.
Yeah, Arsenal are very busy because Arsenal signed Kepa. Today he completed the second part of his medical, £5 million from Chelsea. Arsenal will sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. We know it's a done deal for €65 million with payments in installments. Arsenal are not stopping, also because they have been able to complete a deal for Christian Nordgaard from Brentford. The medical will be next, €11 million plus add-ons for the player. Now, Arsenal are also working on a new defender. And the defender name, as we said today, is Christian Mosquera. Spanish, talented, very good player, out of contract in 2026. I can tell you that Andrea Berta, Arsenal director, already wanted to bring the player to Atletico Madrid in the past, when he was Atletico Madrid director. It was not possible because for Valencia was untouchable. Now Mosquera is not that untouchable. Why? Because he's still not extending his contract at the club. The contract expires in 2026, so a big opportunity for a young player, talented, with big potential. And so Arsenal are going for this one. Arsenal already spoke to the player in terms of, obviously, player camp, presenting their project. The player is attracted by this opportunity. He knows that Arsenal will play many games next season, and so to compete with Saliba and Gabriel is not easy, but the idea at Arsenal is to develop Mosquera and to have Mosquera as a very credible solution for the upcoming season, and so contacts are expected with Valencia. The transfer fee could be something around 20-25 million euros, but Arsenal are working on it. On player side, with very good feelings, with the feeling also that the personal terms will not be a problem, but also ready to reach out to Valencia and try to make it happen for Christian Mosquera's new defender for Mikel Arteta.
Many fans here in the chat asking on the situation of Rodrygo. What can we say about him?
Yeah, we have many questions on Rodrygo, but it's also important to say that this Rodrygo story will only enter into clear stages as soon as, first of all, Real Madrid complete their experience at the Club World Cup. So during the Club World Cup, nothing will happen, nothing will develop, forget about that. Also because Rodrygo is fully focused on the Club World Cup with Real Madrid. Then after the World Cup, Arsenal appreciation for Rodrygo remains confirmed. Arsenal love Rodrygo, as they also used to love Nico Williams. So for sure, they would love to bring a top winger this summer. But the real point is what Rodrygo wants to do. The only case for Arsenal to go for Rodrygo is if Rodrygo decides to go and to leave the club. In that case, Arsenal can have the opportunity to try to talk to the player, to talk to the agents, to talk to Real Madrid in terms of transfer fee. But to do that, they need to have an approval from Rodrygo. And at the moment, Rodrygo has still not told anything to Real Madrid or to Xabi Alonso about his future, so the situation is still quiet and calm. Then if later in the window Rodrygo goes to Real Madrid and says, let me go, I want to play more, I want to be a superstar in another club, Arsenal would be ready to try. But otherwise, at the moment, the situation remains calm.
Another hot name for Bayern Munich in this case is Nick Woltemade. So what can we say? There were many rumors today.
Yeah, many rumors, and we can confirm what was reported by Sky and the German media, also Bild. They spoke about Nick Woldemade and an agreement with Bayern on personal terms. The agreement is almost done between Nick Woldemade, who is a striker playing for Stuttgart, and Bayern wanted to be quick because there were some calls from English clubs, also Italian clubs, trying to enter into this deal to reach an agreement with the player and try to negotiate with Stuttgart. The player is doing fantastic and the under-21, is a big talent, but Bayern have been super fast. They don't want to miss on this talent. So agreement done with the player. Now still early stages between clubs because Stuttgart still hope to keep the player, and so it's not going to be an easy one, but for sure Bayern will have discussions with Stuttgart. The agreement with the player is okay, and so Nick Woldemade could be the surprise for Bayern after they sold Matistel. They would need a backup for Harry Kane, and Nick Woldemade, in terms of potential and also a German player like him, could be an ideal addition for Vincent Kompany.
What about Darwin Nunez's future? What can we say? Are there any development on his future at the club or not?
Yeah, many questions on this one. My expectation remains for Darwin to go. At the moment, the price, after the contacts between Liverpool and Napoli, the price remains an important price. So not less than 65 million euros. Ideally, Liverpool even want more than 70. So at the moment, for Napoli, obviously, the idea is, okay, we like Darwin, we want Darwin. Darwin is open to joining Napoli, as mentioned 1 week ago, but these conditions are complicated. So let's see if they can find a way, if they can find a structure with Liverpool. Otherwise, at these conditions, it's not an easy deal to make for Napoli. It's not advanced in terms of negotiations club to club yet because of the price. So let's see how it's going to continue. For Darwin, there is also interest of Saudi clubs, but the price is going to be the crucial part of the story because the player is open. Napoli want him, but at the moment, 65, 70 million euros minimum as transfer fee is still considered very high.
Thank you, Fabri. All the news here in the YouTube channel, all the days of the week until forever, probably. Thank you and see you soon. Ciao.